Good morning YouTube, it's Lynn from Perth in Western Australia. Just thought I'd give you an update on some new bloomers this week. And I'm actually kicking myself because if I'd have done this 2 or 3 days ago when they very first opened, you would have seen the actual delightful opening colour of this one right here. Oh no, picked up the wrong plant. Get the right one, Lynn. Okay, this is a first bloomer for me. And it's looking white on the screen, and it is not white. It's the palest of lemons, but when it first opened, it was more the colour of the inside of the labellum there in the throat. And it's faded to this very, very, very pale. I'm trying to sort of find some light where it will actually display its lemon colour. I can't really find, but it's not white, believe me. You can see sort of like tinges of yellow on the top there, and it's like that all over. But I know that you'd be able to pick its parentage straight away. It's a spin-off of Digbiana. I'll read the label for you because I can never remember this one. I need to find somewhere where I can put it down where it's not going to just fall A over K. So hang on, we'll put it down here because I'm sure it will sit in there nicely, and then you can see the label. Yes, drop through. Okay. So here's the label, you can read it. I haven't got my glasses on, so if I can keep it still. RLC, Loretta's Dream, Eva Powder by Orglades Classic by RLC Dews White. Now, the parentage of this plant, they're both pink, have quite a lot of pink tones, and I was hoping it would be pink. When it first opened, it was so green that I actually thought, oh, this is mislabeled. This is Ports of Paradise. That's what it looked like, Ports of Paradise. And it's now faded to this white. So I really would have loved to have had some pink in this. And I'm just wondering if maybe I should ring up the nursery I got it from and ask them if they've got any flowering this year that are pink, because there's a particular RLC that I've been after, Cordelia. If any of you have Cordelia or know what Cordelia is, that is a rich pink. It's gorgeous, and that's what I thought I was buying, was something like Cordelia. Anyway, I am enamoured of this orchid. I do like it. It's beautiful, and I'm happy that I've got it. Excuse me. And it's the middle of winter, and we've got a beautiful warm day. Once again, it's warmer outside than it is indoors. The temperature is just over 20 degrees. Let's go and have a look at the clock so I don't tell you any fibs. Okay, so what's that saying? It's saying that's saying 20. We've got a humidity of just over 40 degrees. Could be a bit warmer down this end. Let's have a look. Because yesterday, no, it's the same. Yesterday, when I was out the front shade house, it said 30 degrees out there. Now, the day itself wouldn't have been that warm, but yes, under the shade cloth, it could have well been 30 degrees out there. So everything got a good water yesterday. And I had a good look around, and I've noticed the odd spike out there. So I think later in the week we might do a little walk around in the proper shade house, because this area is really my overflow and where I put my flowering orchids so that I can see them when I'm looking out the kitchen window. And I have all my mounts up here. Now look what I've done here, guys. I've been making my own wire hangers. So with the mounts, it's just a single wire. You can see I've got 3 hanging from up there. So this is a solitary one. Here's another one, and I've got 2 on here because the way I've done this mount is like a horizontal one, so I've put 2 wires on that, and this one here has got 1, and I'm so proud of myself because I've bought a vise. Well, it was a second-hand vise, and I got a friend, the guy I bought it from, he put it in for me, and he had to completely redo my wonky old table out in the garage and bolt it to it so it doesn't fall off. And I've been being a lot kinder to my mounts lately and watering them a bit more often. I'm lying. I'm lying. But it is winter, so they don't need as much. But anyway, they're looking quite healthy. Well, most of them. This one's not doing so well. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. It's not good. We'll have a look at that later after I've finished talking to you. And there's another bloom. Actually, there's another 2 blooms. So just get rid of the rubbish in my hand, because as I go around I'm always picking off leaves and bits and pieces that I don't like the look of, such as this one. Okay, this is a new plant. I don't know if I've shown it to you. I might have done it in my last video. In fact, I think I did, yes. Dendrobium fimbrial Artem, which is a species, so I did show you that, I remember now. And down here we have a new release. Well, I say a new release, it's the newest release of Twinkle. And this is a Twinkle Oro. And it's a beautiful, beautiful yellow, darker than what's coming up on the screen, with this bright orange centre. So really pretty, very fragrant. And I think I've got quite a good specimen. I do not do well with twinkles, so I'm going to have to look after it a bit better. Now, I don't know if this is an old sheath or if it's a new one coming. Maybe I'll stop fiddling in case it's a new one. And this beauty here, again, a first blooming for me. And I can never remember what it's called. It's a species plant. You can tell I like my species. Wrong label. Oh, come out. Again, wrong label. I don't know what I've done with the label on this. It did have an ID on it. Oh well. You might be able to distinguish what it is from the way. I just can't put my tongue around the name. Now, it's a little bit different in the way that its petals stand upright and look almost a bit antelope-y. Oh, what is it? Lodigicii? Yes, I think it's a Lodigicii. Anyway, gorgeous. A little bit paler than what's up on the screen. Beautiful pale yellow lip. Absolutely gorgeous. I've probably had this before and killed it. Now, the Dendrobium Anton, it's starting to, its buds are starting to go yellow. I've had this indoors in the kitchen windowsill, hoping that it might open, but I don't know. I think it's just been too cold for it. But there's still 2 to come, though that's getting paler. It might go yellow. Oh dear. Yes, look, you can see one that's blasted completely there. It just fell off. What else? The yellow one is going over. Where's your label? I've shown you this a couple of times. And Starbright, that one's starting to finish now, so that will make its way back out to the front. Cymbidium, Sarah Jean, Ice Cascade, a pretty poor showing, but at least I got blooms, and I haven't had Cymbidium blooms for 2 years now, so at least it did something. Fleckeri on its way out, so he'll be going round to the front. Cochleata with its second bloom, and a lots more to come. We'll be seeing a lot of this over the months now, future months, because it's a sequential bloomer. And Red Stella, she's still going quite nicely there. And the piece de resistance is my guatemalensis. And this one will be going on for quite a considerable time now, because here's the third spike ready to open. Maybe I need to put some cotton wool between that bud there just to push it back a little bit. And more sheaths over here. Definitely something in this one. I'm not sure about that one. I don't want to press too hard. So hopefully this will be going on for a few more months. And that will be going into the Species Orchid Society meeting with me in just over a week, Tuesday week. Now, before I go past, let's have a look at the phals. Now, just have a look. I'll step back so you can see the size that the spikes are becoming. And Mama's spike down here is starting to get some length to it. I don't know if she's pushed up another one. I haven't had a look for a little while. But she got a nice feed yesterday with lots of potassium, so just to give those blooms a helping hand. And her sister is branching everywhere, so that's going to be an awesome show when she decides to bloom. What else have we got? Where's my other spikes? Oh, they're not jumping out. They're not jumping out at me. Maybe I've got them turned around different aspect. Oh, a new leaf coming here. But a couple of these have got spikes on. I just can't find them. And the little Rhinanthera that I bought at Northern Districts just almost 2 weeks ago now. So she's potted up in the self-watering and seems to be quite happy. Yeah, she's not freezing cold, so that's the update on those. We've had lots and lots of rain. My water tanks are full. It's supposed to be raining today, so maybe later this afternoon the weather will come in again. My Cymbidiums, they're growing, but that's all I can say. Very disappointing show. But they may still be acclimatising from when I moved 2 years back, although it's nearly 3 years back now. It's a bit bright out here to film, but all my Cymbidiums are hanging from the fence to get maximum light in this area. Sorry about the quality of the picture. And two huge species, well, I say huge, they're huge for me. Probably the biggest plants I've ever had, apart from my Angraecum. Can't see any flower spikes coming yet, and I have seen spikes on other people's big Dendrobiums. There's another one here. Both named varieties, I think. Yeah, they're coming along anyway. Lots of new growth, so maybe next year I'll have more luck. This one I really want to see flower. This is a nice pink. I've got a few Polarics which have not done anything. I really need to look after them a little bit better. Okay. My walled-in garden, which is getting quite lush now. When I first moved in here, it will be 3 years in August. I didn't have these vines. I planted those. This is the Stephanotis, which has given me an absolute wonderful show this year. Wonderful. And I planted, I never talk about this one, or rarely. I had a home visit from one of the orchid societies, and somebody brought along as a gift an epidendrum, and this is a named variety, and just to break the monotony of a home visit where people are just sitting around talking and eating and looking at my plants, I mounted this on this kind of little, what do you call it? Sorry, the name escapes me. Whatever this is. And it's doing quite well. So that's been on there, maybe a year, I'm not sure, about a year. And it's sort of like quadrupled in size. So it's doing well. I think it's a mauvey colour. My bird's nest fern, when I first put this in here, one of my orchid friends gave it to me. When I first put it in here, it was very small. and it was a bit lopsided. You can see it's sort of like a bit bare just here, but it's starting to fill out now. Well, my cat used to sit in it. He thought it was a cat's nest, not a bird's nest. So he used to sit in it and flatten it the whole time. But now he's stopped doing that, and it's starting to become more erect, and it's growing well. Okay, I don't know if I've shown you this before, not for a very long time anyway. This is Queen of Tears. It's a bromeliad, and really, really beautiful. So when it opens, and I did have one open, there's an old, these are dying off. No, they're coming on. They open, they've got blue with a yellow centre, so they're really quite pretty and make a great show. And anyone who's a friend of mine would have a piece of that. Here's some more. Yes, so that's it out here. I'm going to get a friend of mine to, I don't know if you can actually see, I've got along the water pipe up here, the water system, there's barbed wire, which is what I sometimes put plants on to hang. You can see there's, I don't know, what is that? Is that lycaste? No, it's a coleogyne. The coleogyne there is hanging up on barbed wire. And I want him to put another one very close to the wall, because anyone coming in here bangs their head, including me, on the pots. Not this one, because it's taller than me, but even though I know they're there, bang, crash, I walk into them. So I want another one that's a bit closer to the wall, so I can hang lots of stuff up there. And what I plan to do is, with these self-watering pots, because I really don't want this stand out here forever. It was only just an interim thing to get my fowls up and running this year, so I'd look after them a bit better, which makes me wonder, would I be doing the right thing by taking it away? Because once I hang them, I might forget about them. But I'm going to make some tiny holes in here and put my new super duper wire hangers on them, and I want to hang them. But if I hang them low enough, then I should be able to keep a good eye on them. That's the plan. Whether that eventuates or not, I don't know. But that's what I have in mind. So we'll say goodbye and just give you a last look at my beautiful Digbyana cross. Isn't that amazing? Even though it's not the absolute true yellow colour, it still looks beautiful. Okay, I'll see you next time, and maybe next time I will do a video of the front area. Bye.